Hello and welcome to today's edition of AutoCAD 2D and 3D. We're going to be looking at several tools in 3D I have not mentioned. Specifically, we're going to be using the Union and the Subtract tool. A brief history: Union is quite explicit, just the term, because when you form objects in 3D, sometimes they are quite complex. So you take different parts of an object and bring the components together to form a single one. Now, when you do that, sometimes it's best to just allow everything go back to being the way it was meant to be, as a single object. When you bring several objects together and you want to make them fused to become one, that's what you call a union. A subtraction allows you to carve out the shape of a 3D object from another one. So enough with the definitions. Let's get down to the basics. We have certain 3D objects here we're going to use for our tutorial. We want to use this as the base objects. Alright, so we extrude this. We'll take a second form. We need to have a cylinder. I'd like to color this red, and let's highlight it with a different shading style, shades. Now with subtraction, you take out the smaller piece from the bigger piece, or whatever way you want to put it, but you take out one piece from the other. So we'll go to subtract, or SU. We'll pick the main item and enter, and then pick the item we want to subtract and enter. And you can see it's hollow. Let's take our pentagon. I would give it a purple color. Okay, let's extrude this. Let's try to okay, taper the angle. Yeah, like that. Okay, so that's purple. Now we're going to rotate 3D in the x-axis. Sorry, I made a mistake there. So you select the object, you choose the axis, which is x, then you specify a point on the axis and the reference angle. Let's look at that in the plan. Alright, this works well. Now what we want to do is to etch this design around the you see that? So let's put it in 2D so you can see how far we're willing to go. So this is what we want to do. Take it as far in as possible. I'm going to repeat that here with the mirror and rotate it there. So I can have this in 4 places. Alright, so let's go back to our 3D orbit. Presently they are all on the ground, so what we want to do is to take them up. So elevation views help us when we're working with 3D, so we're sure exactly where we are. Right, let's get back to the 3D view to be sure. Oh, it's moved. So let's get to the top view, and we can move them at the same time. Okay, that looks okay. Let's get back to the 3D view. So what we want to do now is to subtract the purple from the silver. Yep, that looks good. Okay, that looks good. Let's rotate this. Do you see that? So if you've got complex objects, this is how you work on them. So you subtract that. Let's Alright, so we've succeeded with the subtractions. Now next thing we're going to do is to form a shape. It's kind of like a meandering shape through the cylinder. We will rotate the circle. We're going to rotate it in the y-axis. Put the center point there. Okay. Now we want to extrude this along a path. We would select the arc as a path. Alright, this works fine. Let's give this a yellow color. Now on the plan, we can place this properly. So that sticks out. Let's see what it looks like at the elevation. Okay. And let's go back to our 3D orbit so that we can experience what happens when we do the subtract. So we subtract that and subtract, and that's the shape we have. More like an Eskimo. I need to let's undo that. All right. This is going to be. Have you noticed? Oh, one fun thing about working and subtracting AutoCAD is that the color of the previous item is left on the interior, and so it's unique. It really is unique. I'm going to take this here and like I said, we're having fun, so feel free to form whatever shapes you want to. We're almost done here. Alright, so we'll subtract. Now with the 3D object, we're going to, what do we do now? We haven't done any union, so let's try a union. And we will place it up here. And it goes halfway. Let's see, what does it look like? Let me see the view. Alright, looks about right. What color do you think we should give it? Pink. Yeah, I think we can work with pink. Let's try it from the top. It's a bit too close to the center, so let's bring it here and go back to the 3D orbits. And what do? We want to fuse this and this and make them a single item. So we do the union and free. So if you select that, they are now one item. So this is an example of how to create really complex item in AutoCAD. And for those of you who are used to working with SolidWorks, you can use AutoCAD and create a 3D model and send it to your other software for your CNC and your 3D printing. If you do have any questions concerning this lesson and any other lesson, feel free to throw your questions in my comments page and I would be quick to give you an answer as soon as possible. So till our next lesson, it's bye for now.